Guys, it's Vince from Keystone Strings, making this video to show you guys all the heads that I used this past year at the University of Delaware. So I just finished up my redshirt sophomore season at UD, had a great year, loved it and everything, and so just wanted to show you guys all the heads I used this past year. So let me first start off by saying I recommend all players, youth, college, high school, professional. If you look at the best guys in the game, they all have two sticks strung up the same exact way. My high point coach was very adamant on having two of the same exact sticks strung up the same exact way. That would be ideal. So if anything were to ever happen to your gamer during a game, a string break, screw come undone or something like that, you can just run right over the sideline, grab your backup, boom, it's ready to go. You know how it's going to play. So that's that. So for all my heads I used this past year, just a personal note, I'm real crazy about all my sticks and stuff. So I go through a bunch of heads, a bunch of different string jobs. If something's not working for me, I just switch it up. So got a bunch of different heads and a bunch of different string jobs and different meshes and stuff, just what I was feeling at that particular time. So we'll first start off with what I started off in January with. I was out all fall due to back surgery and stuff, so I started playing in January, and I had two STX hammers. So these hammers were from my time at High Point University. The hammer is a very sturdy D-head, like this is 2 years old now and I'm still using it, and it's very rigid, as you guys know, and great for defense and stuff, and exactly what I was looking for. So this was my gamer right off the start. If you guys remember, I had yellow strings on this at one point. That looked really cool, but changed it up in January when I came back. It initially had 15mm East Coast mesh with a pocket a little bit higher than this, if you can believe that. It's a pretty high pocket. And that was awesome for a little bit, and then that mesh kind of like died. I kind of got over it, and so I switched up to a 20mm East Coast mesh, and that's what I have in here right now. So this is 20mm East Coast mesh with 3 straights, and I rocked this for probably the most of January, and really liked it. Served its purpose. So this head was awesome this year. So on to head number 2. My other hammer. This was strung up the same exact pattern as the 15mm East Coast mesh. So I had one with East Coast mesh and 15mm, and then one with, this is soft mesh. So we would do a lot of practices outside. It's cold in January, snow on the ground, stuff like that. So your stick would kind of freeze up, and the soft mesh does a really good job of not freezing, so you can still play and have a pocket that performs. So I had the soft mesh in there. I switched it up with just 2 straight in here, but this is I believe a denim blue dye that I had. I was just messing out colors, got tired of looking at the white, so a denim blue dye with soft mesh. So those are my 2 hammers. I used these the majority of the early part of the season, January into February, and then I decided to switch it up a little bit. So then we'll move on to my next head. My next head is a Under Armour Unleashed. So as you guys know it, this was my breast cancer awareness head. I used this for our breast cancer game against St. Joe's, and performed really well and stuff. Before that, I just had it as a white head strung up. I actually had, at one point in here, I got a test sample of Epic's otter mesh, and I had the otter mesh in there. That was awesome stuff. Wasn't really for me. I wasn't really a fan of it defensively wise, but I gave it to one of my teammates, and he used it the whole entire year, Paul Major, and had a phenomenal freshman year and stuff. He's a great stringer, so he went to work on it. It was awesome. He really likes the otter mesh. Me personally, just wasn't for me. But so this was initially white with white Epic otter mesh, and then I dyed it pink, threw a little breast cancer awareness ribbon up there, and I had the Carolina blue dye, or Carolina blue strings for men's breast cancer, or not men's breast cancer, but men's cancer. My high school coach was diagnosed with prostate cancer a couple of years ago, and he beat that cancer, and it's something just near and dear to me. So I really like the cotton candy effect that comes from the pink and the Carolina blue. This is 15mm East Coast mesh, and this performed very well and everything, did everything that I wanted to do, and it looks awesome, looks sweet. So definitely something that I'm going to keep around for a little bit and stuff. Might bring it out in the summertime a little bit, but then so I used that. And then moving on, for the last month of the season, I used a Under Armour Charge 2. So here I have the Under Armour Charge 2. I was trying to go for a gray dye on this. It kind of came out a little bit not how I really wanted it to. It looks better in the sunlight, but some people say it's blue, some people say it's purple, but I was going for a gray. Didn't really work out. Here I have soft mesh in this. I switched it up to soft mesh. Got really humid that last month of April. My stick was kind of bagging out a little bit, and so I switched it up to the soft mesh. Really enjoyed it. And then if you guys see, I have red tape on here, so it's NCAA regulations. If you're a face-off guy, you got to have different colored tape on the top of your shaft. So I actually got forced into face-off duty, backup face-off duty towards the end of the year, so I had to have the tape on there. So that's that. I'm not very good at facing off, but something I tried. And then this head got completely wrecked in the rain at Hofstra. We lost our playoff game to Hofstra up there. And so this pocket is just kind of shot, so I need to do something else with this one now. But that's it for that head. And then my last one, I have told you guys, got into face-off duty. I took the tape off it now, but I got a Blade Pro X6, and I strung this up with String King 1S mesh. So the String King is awesome stuff. Really a huge fan of it. This plays, shoots, throws, does everything I need it to do consistently every time. Huge fan of it. As you guys can see, I strung it up with a yellow and blue. I got this mesh from Steve Ship at Lacrosse Lounge in Newark, Delaware. He's the man. If you guys are in the Newark area, go check him out. He's awesome. And he hooked me up with this. And some people call it my Denver Nugget stick. I really like the colors on this. It's awesome. So I use this for facing off a little bit towards the end of the year. And so I have it on an Under Armour Scandium shaft. And then I use, for my D shafts, I use the Under Armour, the SC1X. I have two of those, and then I also had a white Scandium, where I don't know where that is, and then I also had a Under Armour Sci-Ti that I use for the majority of the year. So that's it for my sticks. I'm really glad I made this video. If you guys are still watching, I know it's a little bit long, but if you guys have any comments, concerns, just comment below. Please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, like us on Facebook, and have a great day. Thank you very much.